time, lunchtime, whichever one you want to call it. I'm real clumsy right now. Not trying to be though. Listen, y'all. They just dropped another video. Go hit the like button, and we gonna go over this. Ah, let me get my stuff together because I'm be snacking and I have to get a drink. I made some tea. They have a lot of herbs in them, and it's a combination of herbs that I blended that helps with inflammation. So, because I am very much inflamed today. Now, let me make sure that this is live, because if not, I'm gonna have to shut it down. I haven't seen one person come in the chat, so I don't know if it's live. So I'm gonna have to check my other situation and see if we are live. Mm. So I didn't get to finish their video. Thighs. Y'all, we gotta do some sewing. Okay. What? You met me already, fool. Hey. I was just trying to see if we were live. Thank you for coming in. Hit the like button. I'm gonna pull this up. I assume you know who we talking about. Kevin C and Kevin Jr. They just did another round table. And they look good. They look happy. I'm emotional. I got the patio open, so y'all gonna hear traffic. It's a beautiful day outside here in ATL. I'm doing good, but I am in a lot of pain. I am super inflamed. But I'm loving this snack. Granola. I shouldn't even show it to you because it's not healthy at all. Probably got all kind of, stuff in it that we don't need. But I'm in a lot of pain. A whole lot. So, chewing on that, it just helps keep the mind off of it because I would need some heavy narcs, some morphine to help me right now. I think I've exceeded any acetaminophen that I could probably take in a week. I maxed out. I can't take anymore. Those will kill you. But I don't know, got a lot of information and I feel a headache coming on, so great. But I am chronically ill. And I don't have long. So, said, do they need what? I think that this is a very pleasant conversation. I did start off on it and it sounded good from the start. I did a little small short video about it, but I'm going to play it and we're going to talk about it. Yeah. So if y'all remember for the last one, they had the talk. Now, when Traci Braxton passed away, she left her likeness, and the responsibility of her likeness, her image, her music, a public figure, to her son. She did leave some things to her husband. I don't know why people are saying that she didn't, but she left a lot of things to her husband. Thank y'all for hitting the like button. Thank you. Healing Springs. I gotta look that up. And thank you. I'm gonna look that up. But she left the likeness and everything to her son. Now people have their own suspicions as to why, but honestly, can it just be so simple? Can it be that he's younger, he's spunkier, he's her child, he her husband is tired, he deserves a break. He had to go through a lot, and he been with her 30 years, and he was there with her while she was passing away, and he was still working. There's another testimony that I'm going to play for y'all, but it's going to be a separate video, and it's going to say a lot about Traci's life. And at the end, NZ is what? Oh, you're a retired chef? Wow. I don't know what made you want to retire, but I can imagine work is work. Because that's creation, creativity. Oh, New Zealand. Wow. I certainly would come. I want to live abroad. I do. I want to visit Japan, but I think, like, I don't know. I don't know where I want to live, but I don't want to live here in America. I'm in America. That's lovely. That's lovely. So, they were discussing her rights, Traci's rights and everything, and they got into it because the son was saying that he's next to kin, and the husband was saying, no, I'm the husband, the spouse is next to kin. So the son was saying, no, it's children of kin, and you're the matriarch. The father can't be the matriarch, so he's wrong on that, and he's wrong on next to kin. So a lot of people corrected him in the comment section and did videos. I did a video too. And, he came back and he kind of took accountability for being wrong. Greetings, greetings. The job was taking, okay, got that. I understand that. When you say don't use bath salts, it's so ironic that came up. Because, dropped it. Just yesterday. Was it Dr. Berg? I think was saying soak in bath salts. Something I don't do. And I'm talking about Epsom salt. I think you're talking about, right, it's the woman. So he was definitely wrong on that. But I think you're talking about Epsom salt. Now, I don't soak in it, but I do take it internally. I'm not sure if that is a bad thing, because it could be. It could be. It could have something to contribute to the current information that I'm having too. It would interfere with your skin and health. And you're talking about Epsom salt, right? Anywho, so, mm, I'm gonna get started, but I came across a video and it's kind of related. It's only 15 minutes. We're gonna go through it really quickly. I'm curious. Earth crystal. I have a lot of crystals. Hang out with me, and the answer is always no, or there is no answer. And I wish she could explain it to us, or she felt she could trust us enough to be vulnerable and honest. There are times that I don't understand my sister. I don't get her, but I'm trying so hard to. I want to see things from her perspective. Hello, family. Welcome back to the channel. How are you all doing today? Family, I went back and watched season 1, and let me tell you something. The real problem between Tamar and Tawanda didn't start this season. It started years ago. Yeah. And the scene I'm about to show you explains everything we're seeing now. This is what I'm going to say. I think Tawanda is just jealous. She's bitter, she's jealous, because if you notice, the other sisters all had something else going on, whether it be a husband, a marriage. They have storylines. They have this personality that developed them, their own separate fan clubs. They all did music separately. Tamar did extremely well. I mean, she like neck and neck with Tony B. Braxton, right? Tamar got way more music than... Okay, I'm not gonna do that. I think Tamar gonna surpass Tony. Mm-hmm. 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 Trina had a band. She had a whole band. And, you know, she has also successfully had her own separate identity and story. Tawanda, on the other hand, what was her story? She worked for Tony. She broke. They paying her bills. Her husband, ex-husband Michael, didn't want to get a job. When Tony Braxton got signed, that's because I know, because they taste real good. They have dark chocolate sea salt. Only thing I don't like is oats. It has oats in it. Then I can taste them. But I don't eat oats. However, Tony Braxton got signed. Atlantic was going to sign the other girls, but Traci was pregnant. Traci can't go. Then they were going to sign the 3, and I think Epic signed them. Soon as they were going to go on tour with who? Luther Vandross? Tamar, who was 19 years old, only 19, decided to work on her solo career. So, as we know, Traci has 2 wonderful... Listen, if y'all ain't listen to Traci music, baby, it's on YouTube. You don't got no excuse. She got 2 good albums out. You can even see some live performances. You can even hear when she started to have trouble with her voice closer to the end. Her albums are beautiful. Sound really good. You should check them out. Trina, she put some solo stuff out, and she had a band. Tawanda, Nothing. No. Without Tamar, they wasn't gonna get signed. Her and Trina by itself was not gonna get signed. So, to me, this is my opinion. I think that's where Tawanda's resentment for Tamar came in at.
Oh no. Or is it something new? Okay, guys, y'all just heard what Dr. Sherry just asked. Now, I'm going to be putting a clip from the past, as you can.
Dr. Sherry is my primary physician's husband. I'm sorry. Let's try this again. Maybe I shouldn't be saying this. Dr. Sherry, who I love, is my primary physician's wife. My primary physician is also Tony Braxton's primary physician. So, other than they're in a session with Dr. Sherry, it has no relevance. I just said that because, you know, they mine too.
See this one here, and the clip for the current Braxton show, the new show, season 1 and season 2, so that you can see. Actually, I'm going to be doing season 1, so that you can see how these two align, right? Because these sisters like to pretend like they don't know what the issue is, and they absolutely do know what the issue is. It's just that they want to keep pretending in front of the cameras that they don't know. And Tamar, I believe, really is kind of in the dark, in a sense, because when she brings things up to them, they always deny it. But listen to what they have to say. I would say for me, from doing the Braxton Family Values from season 1, we came into this whole situation.
To answer your question, I'm in the city. And Jonah, I'm not seeing your, I don't know, but I'll make Dr. Seuss a moderator, and he'll put you in timeout.
It was as a sistership and as a sisterhood, and when we talked about it from the great fruition of it, it was supposed to be a family unit. It was supposed to be a family project. Bingo. You heard what Trina said? So Trina is exposing this, right? And what has been happening, although they want to act like they don't know. The problem is they have been taught to move like a family unit, but Tony gets a pass. Tamar does not. How dare she? Again, she's the youngest. And Tamar has been the breakout star, and she has been excelling ever since. She's gotten record deals. She's gotten TV shows. You know, she's been on talk shows. And so this is a problem for these sisters. It was a problem then, and it's a problem now. But listen to what else they have to say. Were you all asked to be a part of the show? At least what Karen says, she never asked. What she said was, I mean, this is the opportunity. If y'all want to do it, fine. If not, fine.
Opioid addiction gets between you and what you love. Once monthly Sublocade.
So you just heard what Tawanda had to say, right? And Trina is upset about this too. What it sounds like to me is Tamar was offered another deal. And knowing Tamar, she probably went to her sisters and said, I have this opportunity and I'm taking it. And if y'all want to do it, fine. If you don't, fine. Now, Tawanda said she never asked. If that's not asking, I don't know what is. Maybe she wanted Tamar to come and beg her and say, oh, y'all, I want to take this deal. Please, y'all take it with me. Y'all, if y'all don't take it, I don't want to take it. You know, maybe she wanted her to come to her and say, master, big sisters, master, do you think it's okay if I could take this deal? Now, I don't really know what these sisters want, child, because this is craziness to me. They seem to be upset because Tamar has excelled way beyond probably what any of them ever thought she would. How often in families, and especially black families, do they expect for the family member who made it to carry everybody on their backs? This happened with celebrities too, and the celebrities end up going broke. Tony did this for her entire family. She talked about it, right? She talked to Ayana about how if she did not have the responsibility that she had, she would have been able to soar.
So what would it look like for you if it were different? If you didn't have that responsibility, and if they
when they wanted to get signed, Atlantic only wanted Tony. The mother said Toni couldn't leave her sisters behind. As an adult, I would have told my mother, well, you had them, I didn't. Go start you a singing group, and then you take them with you. However, they back up sang for Toni Braxton for a super long time, and then eventually Tamar was like, I'm not gonna be no doo-wop girl my whole life. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Weren't leaning on you, what would your life look like? What would you be doing? Well, I would have soared higher. You think so? Absolutely.
But Tamar
Yes.
took her opportunity and she let her light shine. See, because when you have a calling on you and a gift, and you are that, what is it? What do they call it in Hollywood? You have that it factor. You will be called out amongst a group of people because that star will be shining on you, and that's what has happened to Tamar. Now, don't get me wrong, Toni Braxton absolutely is a star. She had a huge machine behind her, L.A. Reid and Babyface, right? Tamar is never going to be able to have, and I shouldn't say never, but she may never be able to get to the level that most people will see Toni at as far as a singer, and she's a great singer, but times have changed now when it comes to singers. However, all the other opportunities that I'm sure Toni had, Toni was not able to take because she had to focus.
I don't know what she's saying, but this is how I would say that. Tamar will never be seen as a legend. Toni Braxton is seen as a legend. I don't agree with calling her a legend. She's been here a long time. She's done great music. Legendary status? I don't see that. Mm-mm. We don't consider people legends anymore. So I think stuff like that is kind of retired. So other than that, Tamar can sing. She can sing.
Focus on singing to take care of her family. And this is the reason why
to me she sings better than Toni.
Because Toni still takes care of the family. Tamar has taken care of the family, but Tamar is not going to put them on her back and keep her from having the opportunities or taking advantage of the opportunities that's given to her. And therein lies the problem. This has been going on. And I'm going to say this because I've seen a lot of you say this in the comments. And by the way, y'all go in them comments, like them comments up and tell me what you think, whether you agree or disagree. I believe that this started with Miss E because Toni talked about it was her responsibility, okay? That her mama said it was her responsibility. So, has Toni been taking care of Miss E all of her life?
Yes.
Has Miss E never worked?
Wait a minute. Toni and Tamar have been switching off, taking care of the mama. When Tamar started doing her own music and Trina was doing her band thing, who's left? Tawanda. Tawanda what? Became Toni Braxton's assistant. And remember Toni had to fire her?
Has Toni been the breadwinner for the entire family, and Tamar is decided she wasn't going to carry the entire family on her back, and these sisters have a problem with her all these years later? Now, I'm going to show you a recent clip from season 1.
They switch off. I remember a couple of times Tamar was being loud, belligerent, you know, her thing. And her mother was taking up for her. And Toni and them was saying, yeah, she takes up for whichever one of the sisters are taking care of her at that time. Toni and Tamar used to switch. I don't know if they still do. But back when I used to watch them, yeah, they did.
Because what you just watched was 6 years ago, okay, when they had this issue. So, hold on. Let me drop this next clip.
It's a behavior, but I want to know how it feels to not have access to your sister. But be honest, it's not.
They are jealous of
It's
her.
not connected to a feeling, though.
En Cox, siempre estamos un paso adelante. Por eso el precio de tu plan no subirá por 3 años. Garantizado.
That's a commercial. Y'all hit the like button.
So you heard what Tawanda
Oh, Lord,
said.
you out of here?
Tawanda is talking about in this clip, and I'm going to play a little bit of the rest of the clip.
Well,
where
I guess you gotta behave.
about that she does not have any type of feeling that she's not connected to Tamar, that she does not talk to Tamar. Now, this is when Tamar should have taken what she said, and actually a long time ago, Tamar should have pulled out of this sister relationship a very long time ago. And for those of you who listening, let me say this: just because people are family, born into a family does not make them family. It is very obvious to me that these sisters have a problem with Tamar because, again, Tamar would not let them ride off of her back. And this is going to be a forever problem from what I see, okay? There's resentment there, and I don't know, from what we've seen, these people have been on TV for a very long time. I don't think they're ever going to be able to resolve this issue. I don't think they're ever going to forgive Tamar for being the breakout star, for leaving them behind the same way Tony left them behind. They're never going to forgive Tamar for this, especially Tawanda. Now, Trina, I'm going to have to say this. Trina has tried.
Tamar was married to Vince D. Herbert. First off, my hat's off to her for being able to marry the guy. Because physically, I mean, it would be a struggle. She should have made that work. He should have made it work too, but that's too much status, too much pull, too much money to let go. Man.
Here and there. In my opinion, I think Trina lets Tawanda get in her ear. And this is just my opinion, and it interferes with her relationship with Tamar. That's what I believe. Because if Tawanda can borrow money from Tamar, or Tamar can give her money for a home and other things, and Tamar has said that she's done other things for her sisters, if you could take her money,
she was paying her bill.
Why do you have such a big problem with her? Is she's too much and all this, and you want to preserve your energy? Well, if you want to preserve your energy, you shouldn't take my money, because my money, okay, my energy is on my money. But that doesn't seem to be a problem when money is involved. Y'all tell me what y'all think about this scene and what's being said. When a person says they just don't care.
To have a homestead has always been my dream. I grew up in the country and on the farm. It's always been my dream. But yeah, Tawanda is like, she feels entitled. And mind you, Tawanda just got married, so shouldn't even be a conversation ever again. You have a husband now. He's responsible for taking care of you.
That they're not connected to you, that they don't talk to you. Believe them. What they say, when a person show you who they are, believe them. If they don't want to be bothered, leave them alone and move on with your life. I wish I could tell Tamar this and she would take my advice. She needs to just move on and live her best life.
No, it's not. You can't speak. It's not connected to a feeling. Okay. It's not connected to a feeling. How does your sister say, you don't have access to me, and you don't care that you don't have access to me, and it doesn't cause you to feel anything?
So family, let's be honest. These sisters have been having issues on camera for years and off camera. The bond is even weaker than before. Because when the show isn't filming, they don't move like a united family. Tawanda especially doesn't even pick up her phone when the cameras stop. Tamar told us this. But the minute production starts rolling, suddenly everybody wants to deal with Tamar, because that's where the storyline is and that's where the money is. Tony plays innocent, Trina stays in the middle, and Tawanda, in my opinion, is the one quietly running things. She controls the energy, and she controls the access, and she controls how far Tamar gets let in. So the real question is, are these relationships real? Or are they only a family when we TV is cutting the checks? Comment your thoughts below, because I'm reading everything. See you in the next video. Bye, family.
Wow.
Girl, let me tell you about my little hair growth experiment at work. So me and Sarah...
No, thank you. So let's get to the meat and potatoes, y'all. The Kevins. Wow. Major barricade in Strongsville. Where's Strongsville? Okay. So, here we go.
And being active too.
Wait a minute, y'all. Let me get it to the beginning.
Let me say something. Let me say something to you. I've been in 33 weddings. 33 weddings in my life, right? I understand the wedding process. and I've been them in so many different ways, right? Yeah. What I'm saying to you is,
goodbye,
these are the
hater.
questions I was asking. And on top of that, I've been on 2 reality shows and 2 movies. Mm-hmm. So I understand the process of people being involved in the process. Yeah. Right? So, oh, by the way, I'm your father. I raised you.
So what I'm saying is, I did get measured. I did get measured because the girl I'm talking to, she did take me to get measured. And then that same week,
Urban Smart Studios.
Before we get into this, y'all, in case you haven't seen my video earlier, I told y'all I don't know if y'all remember, but Traci said a long time ago, Kevin Jr. had arthritis from a baby, because we're talking about the seizures and stuff like that now. He had rheumatoid arthritis, so there's some things that was going on with him from the beginning. It's not stuff that just came up after his mom passed. No. Also, because a lot of people call him dumb, slow, and everything like that. Traci was doing an interview promoting her albums, I think. Or it could be when she said she was never going to tour with Tamar again. Y'all remember when she was opening up for Tamar? She had her album. Tamar was doing her tour, and Traci was on tour opening up for Tamar. And Tamar and her team treated Traci and her team so bad. Traci left the tour. But in the interview, she said Kevin Jr. got a welcome letter, an acceptance, an invitation to go to Stanford University. He turned it down. Stanford. Okay.
Hello, my name is Kevin Surratt Sr.
Stanford.
Everything you're about to hear is my perspective and my opinion on my life and journey. This is Sessions with Surratt.
Only on UrbanSmartNetwork.com.
I appreciate you, Dr.
Now
Seuss.
you can get Zaxby's Asian Sensation flavor on a salad, their famous chicken fingers, or in a giant wrap.
On UrbanSmartNetwork.com.
Hello, everybody. Welcome
Anybody
back.
ever went to that website? Because I
put a
did.
little twist on this. The Sessions. Now let me say this.
Sessions.
Sessions with Surratts with an S. What's up, Junior?
What's going on?
And I ain't making no noise, man. We back at it, man. And I thank y'all for all the comments. It was definitely good feedback. Appreciate y'all.
Mm-hmm.
What's up with you, Gary?
You know, nothing much. You know, we touched on a lot of subjects the last time, man. You know,
True.
Some things I was wrong on a technical level. You know, last time, so I wanted to touch on that a little bit, but everything's been pretty cool. Can't complain. How about you?
Hey, it's been good, man. Just staying focused and driven.
Yeah.
It's the holiday season, and
Indeed.
you know, my favorite holiday coming up is the good old Thanksgiving, and my birthday coming up. So, you know, yeah, it's a lot of good things going on.
I got double
Right.
whammy.
Double whammy?
Yeah, double whammy. You got your birthday, and then after your birthday, you got Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
We had the best high school period. You was on break every time.
Yeah, I definitely had good birthdays.
And you was always on break, wasn't you?
So this is
No.
about when I, you know, yeah,
See, he's
Like your birthday is during Thanksgiving.
You went to school.
it's out of school, but
You be out of school for them 2 weeks.
that's right. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Wait.
Yeah. So
No, that's
what's
Christmas
good,
break.
man?
Well, I need a. So let's talk about the next to kin thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I was partially wrong.
What you mean?
Partially wrong. So the way you explain it was right. It's going to be when you're in a marriage, it goes down to the next, spouse and stuff. But because I thought for the will, how my mom passed it down to me, that's why I was talking about next to kin, because how she did her will how she passed it down to the estate to me, so that kind of like I thought I was sitting next to Ken. So I should have explained it last time. Yeah, so that was on me. So far.
So, what Kevin think the country life is very. You always stay busy because you got a lot of things to do, and then you just want to. You want to be outside. You want to feel the air. You want to, see the insects and the animals and all that kind of stuff. It's just so different. It's just nothing like it. But Kevin Jr. says, y'all, he he understands that people were correct. His father was correct. The next of kin legally is your spouse. He says that when he was speaking on that, he was basically referring to her will and the fact that, she pretty much left him, passed down her estate to him, to her son, to hold her likeness and stuff like that. Now, I think he's capping a little bit because at the end of the day, it still doesn't change who your next of kin is. For purposes of what goes where, who gets control, responsibility, and rights to what, yeah, it matters. If she wrote a will, then Kevin Sr. is still next of kin. He's just not going to be executor of the estate or, something like whatever the other responsibilities are, whatever else is dictated in the will that would separate him from being over that. So at the end of the day, Kevin, you were just wrong, period. It's no referring to, because even if you're referring to the will and her giving executorship rights to you versus the husband, it still does not make you next of kin. It makes you the one she named, who happens to be her son, executor of her estate. Okay? Let's get that straight. Okay? Let's get that straight. Okay?
All y'all on the comments going super hard, cooking me and stuff. Like, I was wrong on a technical level.
He deserved that shit.
But y'all had to go so hard coming at me in my DMs, comments, and all that on my Instagram. Like, come on, y'all can chill. Like, I could be wrong sometimes.
No, you deserve that.
You like, nah, Kev, look, you was driving wrong. I'd be like, all right, handle it accordingly. But the way y'all came at me was like, nah, you wrong. Your father said Google it. He fact checked you, and y'all fact checked me too. But like, sheesh.
Oh, it went like that?
Man,
he deserved it. He deserved it.
In my Instagram.
He deserved it.
Okay. I mean, the thing about it is, and I want to say this to everybody. As time went on, I came to understand what my wife was doing. I know Traci was a very unique thinker, and she used to call you a morph. So you're a combination of her and I, right? And I get it, what she was trying to do. If I would have been involved with that writing of the will, I would have basically truly said how important it is to prepare the direction. And that's why I tell people, I understand what she was doing. I don't disagree with the legacy and how, and what she wanted. But it's about preparing, and we will learn from each other in this process. And that's what it's about. Okay. Because you have the other end of it. You have, K3, and you might have other kids, who knows? And it's important that I help you get in the direction that I believe and know that Trey wanted it to go. So,
I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. I'm on Kevin's side. I'm on his side. Kevin Senior, I'm on his side. But I don't know that I necessarily agree with what he just said, because it sounds like he is trying to somewhat undermine what Traci wanted. If he were able to have that as his desire, that would be undermining what Traci set forth. And why would I have a problem with this? I think that if Traci wanted it to be any other way, why didn't he know what she was doing with her will? And I don't want to do this because people have done enough. And it's just something else they can run with. But a husband not knowing what the wife is setting forth for her will, the wife is not knowing what the husband set forth in the will. There was talk that Tawanda had Traci write another will when she was passing. I don't have proof on that, and I think that's probably going to come out. Kevin is probably the one that's going to need to tell us that, because it makes a big difference. It makes a big difference. As close as they were, as strong as their marriage was, and all these things that we're now hearing him say also about how they talked about everything and planned this and did that, planned their futures and all this. I don't see how he could not know what she wanted in her will. And of course he did. He has so much confidence in how she wanted her funeral. So I'm likely to believe that there was a change of will at the end, and that would be so wrong. And honestly, I would have got it thrown out if I was the dad. Maybe. I'm saying maybe, because I can understand why he didn't. Because some of the changes would include Junior having executorship over her estate. And for him to challenge that would be a lot. However, I question the legitimacy of it. Because you are having someone change their will on their deathbed. And their legal spouse is exempt from that. Because remember, they battled over her. They pretty much confiscated her from him at one point and was keeping him away. That's when those talks about that will being rewritten came out. So, keeping all this in mind, 9 times out of 10, Kevin Jr. having an executorship over her estate and likeness is not technically the way Traci wanted it to go. Now, when we listen to what Kevin Surratt Sr. is saying, how he would have appreciated it being carried out, there's no way you're not going to tell me him and Traci didn't have these conversations.
That, people can give their opinion, they can talk about it, and that's cool.
Hello. Thank you for hitting the like.
Around you. We were talking about a podcast in reference to how men sit down and talk about stuff and develop situations and look for outcomes. And that's what it was about moving forward,
Yeah, I agree. The podcast can touch on a whole lot of situations that was unanswered, questions that people wanted to ask and people been asking, so we can kind of like touch on that and answer questions.
Yes.
But as far as everything else, like how my mom left her legacy and stuff, I feel like she left it as just so being more active and the connections. So as we all know, like how she still had her management helping with the imaging and likeness and stuff. So that was kind of because it was piggybacking on what she already had in place when she passed away. And I think as far as she probably was like, I'm young, so I probably have more resources to reach out and have more of the drive to help the foundation keep going and the push.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a strong tree.
I think certain things as like the music industry and certain things on social media that I pay attention to a lot more just because I'm in that generation or in that age group that's on Instagram or TikTok or Facebook a lot more.
Yeah.
So I will be able to like go to certain events and be more proactive in doing the events and stuff.
If you're taking vitamin D3 or D3,
listen, I told
right now,
y'all, his mother saying he got an invitation to Stanford. what he just said makes a whole lot of sense. It makes a whole lot of sense. He's younger. If she would have left her likeness to Kevin Sr., I wish I had a did the interview with his mom before this, because it would be kind of unfair for me to reference that. However, this man been through a lot, and he's not getting any younger. To have that fresh young ear, um, on the on the ground and the feet in the streets, and plus that's her son, so he gets to build it how he think it should be, and then he also will have his seeds to pass it on to. It makes sense. It makes sense. It makes sense. The way that he's able to break this down further and articulate it, it's impressive, because some just would not be able to do that. So this in part tells me, hey, not a bad idea, Trey. But it also, the boy's not dumb, y'all. He just not dumb. Don't do that. Don't do.
Participating in the supplement industry.
Y'all said the boy is slow and everything. He not slow. He not slow.
We're active and doing the events and stuff. But I also need help too. So at the end of the day, even though the estate is left for me, it's still a team. It's still a team. Me and you can still build on it together. It's just not, it's a one-man army. It takes a whole team, whole community to help with a foundation. And that's the main thing, that's the main important fact about the foundation. It's like, you have to ask for the help. You have to reach out and use your resources that you do have. Everybody that you met with my mom, I don't know. So I can always ask you for help if I need certain answers or need certain things to be done.
And then you connect with that generation that, you meet, I was going to call you a YN, but I ain't going to do that to you. You already told me about that. But, you connect with, generations that are like,
YN.
you know what I mean? I'm far from it. You know what I mean? And
Nigeria.
I think the connection that you and I have.
Wow, welcome.
Oh, we're going to BK. Yes. You know what I mean? BK going to come with a whole nother, existence. And
Way different.
Yeah.
When he first was born, he came with an iPad and a phone.
Right. But just to prepare for that process is going to be key. A lot of times we don't prepare. We just willy-nilly go at it and figure it out.
Wait, what were they talking about? I missed it. I might have to close this.
You and I have
fact about the foundation. It's
balcony.
Like, you have to ask for the help. You have to reach out and use your resources that you do have. Everybody that you met.
I'm good. I was just acting like what he's saying is touching. Because he's saying, yes, my mother put me in charge. I'm an executor of her estate. I'm in charge of her likeness and her foundations and keeping her alive, and moving on and pursuing all the things she wanted. And he said, but I need help too, this stuff, I don't know. And this is very, very good. This is very good.
With my mom, I don't know. So I can always ask you for help if I need certain answers or need certain things to be done.
Yeah. That's how it should be. That's how it should be.
That generation that, you meet, I was going to call you a YN, but I ain't going to do that to you. You already told me about that. But, you connect with, generations that are like from me. You know what I mean? I'm far from it. You know what I mean? And I think the connection that you and I have, and we're going to BK. You know what I mean? BK going to come with a whole nother, existence. And
Way different.
Yeah.
When he first was born, he came with an iPad and a phone.
Right. But just to prepare for...
Okay, so he's talking about his son. He's talking about Kevin the Third. And he's saying when he was born, he came with an iPad and a phone. That's funny because it's true. It's not technically true, but yeah.
That process is going to be key. A lot of times we don't prepare. We just willy-nilly go at it and figure it out as it comes. If you have a preparation and prepare for things, I think that's going to help strengthen the process. And, a lot of people...
I don't know. Normally I would... about a lot of things. Okay, I sit at my desk right now and I'm getting ready to, I got stuff prepared. Like, we're supposed to have a session where I do the patches. I got stuff prepared. I gotta have everything prepared. And if I don't, um, I'm gonna have to get up and go get that, go get this, go get that. Or if I didn't even know how to do it and I'm just sitting here getting ready to do it. So, yes, normally I would agree with him, but sometimes you gotta just let it happen too. And I hope they don't have too much of a tug of war on those type of things, but
don't really understand.
sometimes you just gotta get out there and learn it by doing it.
Traci had to offer this universe, and you and I, we do. We have a good understanding, and a team that helped her build her legacy.
The sun is
and
coming
I think
out.
that's gonna be important. Cause like, she has music. Traci has music that she did already.
She got more music?
Like, wow, it's still there. But she stayed at the studio. When she came back in town, she was at that studio. And that's why I was like, it was important for her to have a team locally to help her build the direction that she wanted and what was in her heart. Because all this was in her heart. But she wasn't involved with the fruits from which she came. Sore. She still had a desire to get it done. And I really, really, truly believe she did that in her heart of hearts. Her way. Traci,
You're using cinnamon wrong, and your blood sugar is paying the price. Let me explain.
What?
This isn't your typical herbal book.
Use the cinnamon
it's a manual.
wrong? Okay.
Traci, was just a beautiful soul that I feel like everybody should have the opportunity to feel that experience through her music, through what she believed. Everybody don't realize she was a dancer. She was a cheerleader.
Tap,
she had these ballerina shoes that they must have came from the 60s. But they had some wings on them, and they was there. And
I'm a ballet dancer as well, y'all. I have ballet shoes also.
Periodically, she would put them on and, show what she still had. And I just think it's so important.
I hope they have some footage of Traci doing ballet and will share with us, because Traci talked about dancing a lot. She did mention ballet. She mentioned tap. She talked about growing up, doing it, taking lessons. She talked about getting back to it. I have not seen one scene. I've seen her play around with her sisters. I've seen her twerk. I'll talk about that. I just try to picture her dancing like that, and I just need to see it. I 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 need to see it so bad. I need to see it.
Important that young people understand when you see people of different calibers, what all they have to offer. So I'm glad that we're here and we feeling that same vibe. And the holidays are coming up too, and holidays coming up. She got music. Do you know she got?
I like the cap the dad is wearing too. It looks to be a knit, and it looks to be a form of a bucket hat. I'm gonna try to show y'all. But if you see it there, like I don't know if it is fabric of cotton or something like that, or if it is knit. But it might be cotton. I'm trying to figure that out. Let me see if I can get zoom in real quick. Because the way that it's fitting, it won't zoom. Why won't it zoom? It will not zoom. That's messed up.
She got music. Do you know she had Christmas music?
I would imagine so, because this is her favorite time of the year.
She loved Christmas.
Favorite time of the year, favorite, especially the Thanksgiving, Christmas time. She always liked the snow, gifts, Christmas tree.
It is definitely a bucket hat, and it has ridges. It looks like a cotton, but a knit mix. It looks to be knit up top, and the ridges look to be cotton. I mean, yes. Pretty cool. I like it. I like the way that is fitting. and everything. That's pretty nice. Whoever made that is nice.
Decorate. Yeah, man.
So yeah, man. Hopefully we can tap into some of her music, get it released. The fans, they can support. If we drop the music and if we release music, if y'all want it, let us know in the comments.
Of course. You don't even need to ask that question. Boy, just get the music and drop it.
One of my favorite albums, just not just for my mom, but as my aunts in a whole, what's the Christmas album they did?
Yes.
Okay.
That was a dope album. The dope Christmas album they had.
I've heard them sing Christmas songs here and there on, shows and stuff. But I've never listened to the Christmas album. I don't do Christmas music. I don't do gospel music, and I don't do Christmas music.
Especially because they had Uncle Mikey on it. He does, but he don't really, hop on a track or two, So that was kind of dope that he did it.
He had, I listen to Frank Sinatra. I listen to Frank Sinatra a lot.
The cadence.
And Mikey has that style of voice.
Yeah. I was just watching a performance with Traci and her brother Michael. It is good that they are talking about Michael in this type of light. Yes, we got issues. We got bones to pick with Michael. However, we just need peace and happiness right now. And, the direction that it almost went in with these two last time, it is good to see them sitting here and just talking about Michael. And the fact that he sang, him and his sister was very close. And he sang a lot with her. He came to her tour. He came to, performances where they had songs they wrote together. He wrote some of her songs. I think he wrote a song or two for Tony that she performed. Now, one of the songs that he wrote for her, Last Call. Tony had that song for years. It was written by her brother Michael, and Traci wanted it, and Tony said, "Here, you can have it." Kind of like Anita Baker had a lot of songs that I think Ellie or Babyface one wrote for her, and she didn't perform them, so she gave them to Tony Braxton, and that's how that made up at least 5 or 6 songs on Tony Braxton's first album. However, Last Call is like Traci's most her best performing song out of all songs, and that was written by her brother for Tony Braxton years ago. But Michael writes, he sings. Imagine having 5 children that can sing. All 5 of your children can sing. Because they can sing. Tamar, she is amazing. Range all over the place. Again, I like her voice better than Tony Braxton's. A lot of people do. Some just don't want to admit it. But yeah, she is super talented. Trina can sing. Twanda can sing. To me, Traci is next. After Tamar and Tony, because I'm not going to do I just tell you what I like. But I'm going to put them neck and neck. And then Traci. Then Trina. Then Tawanda. But we got to put Michael in there. I put Michael after Traci. Do I want to put Michael after Traci? After Traci and before Trina. Why did I put Tawanda before Trina? Probably not, because I don't like Tawanda, but Tawanda can sing though. She can sing. She might can sing better than Trina. I don't know. Michael might be higher than that, but we've only heard so much from him. But he is good. 5 children and they all can sing.
True.
What would have been the biggest tragedy of all is if Traci would have been all this time. Oh, I didn't get to go sign with my sisters. Oh, blah, blah, blah. And then when she finally got the chance to get out there and do her album and shit, I was like, I've heard her. But editing can do this, editing can do that. I've heard her on the show. Da 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 da. Now you about to do your own thing, girl. You better know how to sing. Now, Traci did need some coaching and stuff because she just wasn't a constant throughout the years and everything like that. And once she got that, it's like, what? Traci to me is the closest to talent, the talent level of Tamar. She has extreme range. Her range is crazy. And she too, just like Tamar, can do Toni Braxton to a T. She got the runs. I'm gonna play something for y'all in a minute.
See that? Frank Sinatra, Blue Eyes, Sammy Davis Jr., you know, artists of that caliber. And then also,
he's good. He's good.
Traci
Michael
and Mikey wrote some music together. That's still in the vault. I believe it. So that's another thing that, you know, can be looked at. And I bet you when people just hear a voice, they're gonna be like, wow, she was really working. That's one of her big things. I'm working. You know what I mean? And, you know, people might not think it is, might think you're having fun and all that type of stuff. You're in the studio, but you're working.
It's hard work. I was in the studio with her when we'd get there at 8 o'clock and won't leave until 4 o'clock in the morning. Man, I miss and don't miss them days. I'll tell you that much.
Paulino, hey, what's going on? How are you? Good to see you.
Get laid right. Sometimes you're doing it 3, 4, 5, 10 times to find the right, you know, setting or the right voice for that track. And I'd be like, man.
Yeah.
Man, I fell asleep one day in the studio.
Yeah.
And I was out.
Okay.
I mean, I was out.
Okay, I should have known. The colors should have told me. This is polo. Because he has his shirt is polo. I happen to like polo. But yeah. The hat that he's wearing. I'm just fascinated by the man's hat. I'm as a designer, a seamstress. Yeah, I like the hat. And I was trying to figure out the fabric that, okay, now I can zoom in. As you can see, this hat actually is all knit. It's all knit. It is the way that they sewed it up. Okay. Because they got the ridges in it and everything. You see the ridges? You see them Del ridges right there? They put them in. They pin tucked it. And look, it's knit though. That's knit all day, baby. Even up there, pin tucked it up there. You see that right there, right there, right there? Okay. Detail, baby, detail. And the way it's laying on them, this hat nice. Yeah, I'm gonna duplicate that. Okay, not the red and white blue stripes or whatever, but this right here, I like that. 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 I like the way that shit lays. Yeah, I like that. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, what were we talking about?
And I woke up to a bunch of noise.
The day before our trip, I was sitting at his grave and I said out loud, I need a sign from you.
AI commercial. Everything is AI. Noise. Hell, I might be AI. I don't know.
They were screaming. I jumped up and I heard Traci's voice. Man, what's up, y'all good? I heard the producer was going at it. If I didn't know no better, they was getting ready to fight. It was going to blows. We was going to be in there jumping the producer.
I guess so.
What?
I guess so.
They was fighting that hard in the
that's
studio?
That's how passionate, you know, she was. And that's what it was about. She wanted to get, and she was in this key. The producer wanted to, you know, get in that key. And, you know, they got it done. You know, and
the producer?
I listen to her music now, and it really gives me understanding of her in reference to, you know, I can look at Lifeline. I think about White Noise.
Oh,
these songs
those are my favorites.
And in these songs, she was really talking about what she was going through.
Yep.
What she was hearing, what she was feeling.
She said that.
So
I don't know who. I gotta go back and look at who got the rights for these, because I take stuff like that with a grain of salt a lot of times. For instance, just what I said. Traci did an interview when she promoted her album, and they asked her, because they were talking about some of the cuts on the album. They asked her about Lifeline. No, Last Call. Sorry, because that was her most popular one. She asked her about, and I want to say it's dang, I can't remember her name, but I'll bring it up in a minute, because she just had Clarissa and Papoose on her show, and Tamron Hall. I think it was Tamron Hall, and she asked Traci about Last Call, and she said, where did last call come. And you know, Traci was just starting to really get into being good at her interviews, because in the beginning it's like she wasn't prepared. Like they can ask her a general question and she wasn't Christian Rock, you know, because Christian Rock is just rude, because she knows she don't know what to say. But she just wasn't media trained like that. So when they asked her about Last Call, where did that come from? Where did the inspiration? What is that about? And she talked about, and I think y'all know the story. Kevin seeing her cheated on her long time ago. She cheated back on him. Okay, this is before Trina had her oral transaction. Okay, and then around about the time that DMX was on Marriage Boot Camp, Traci and her husband was on Marriage Boot Camp because Tawanda, yes, Tawanda, put out a lie. This is after the affair with Kevin. She put out a lie saying that he had a kid, knowing good and well he didn't have a kid. His daughter, he has children from previous marriage. His daughter had a toddler age child. Great, so that would be his grandchild. He was out at Starbucks with his grandchild. Somebody tipped off paparazzi to Wanda. They came taking pictures, and then they was like, oh, Kevin had a baby on Traci. That was a big deal. That was a big deal. So from that controversy, the producers at Marriage Boot Camp called them and said, you want to come on the show? You want to come on the show? And they was like, yeah. I think they were on the same season with DMX, or it was, no, DMX is like the first season. I actually own that season. And I think they were next or something like that. But as Kevin mentioned before in the beginning of this particular session, he was talking about how he is accustomed to being on these reality shows. He's accustomed to being in movies. He's accustomed to this and that. So he understands how hands can be involved with what's presented, what's said, and all that. He knows because he and Traci, very transparent, very transparent couple. They did an interview where they eventually, I don't know if y'all remember this, but they eventually admitted that when the news of the affair and the lie about the child being, you know, the grandchild being his child came out, although they knew that was not his kid, that was his grandkid, the public was already going with that narrative. And Tawanda, okay, who also happened to be the title in this particular thing we listening to right now, she was the one, her and Trina. Tell me y'all don't remember this. Put that rumor out there because they was trying to hurt Traci and Kevin. It's more to that, but I'm just gonna do a little bit at a time. Because what was the reason for them wanting to do that, right? That would take us down a whole nother conversation. When they got on the show on Marriage Boot Camp, they played into you had an affair, you had a kid. It wasn't true though. It wasn't 100% true, but they needed the money and the exposure at the time. So when they got called to do the show, they went, and when the show wanted to use that and exploit it, they allowed it. They admitted later that they did do that, but they said that it helped them, her career rise, because the family wasn't doing her right. Okay, she wanted to make her mark, and God bless the fact that she was able to get those 2 albums out, tour, promote her own album, finish the projects, sing, and just lay them shit down. Can you imagine if that woman would have left here and she never got a chance to do that shit? Part of them being able to do that and her get her own team and everything was by them going on marriage. So Tawanda wanted to destroy, but she actually helped. because they turned that into a blessing. Because I was judging. I was like, so when y'all got called to go on marriage boot camp, I mean, yes, there were affairs. He cheated, she cheated back. And then went and told him she cheated because she wanted him to hurt. That's bold ass shit. I'm glad they survived it. That's all I'm gonna say. But if they didn't have that opportunity to go on marriage boot camp and exploit that situation, then we'd have never got this music and solo career from Traci in the way that we did. Her team did her amazingly. Her on those cover albums, album covers. One of them, I already told y'all, I loved it. The black, the motorcycle, the fishnets, the holes in the sweatshirt, the one shoulder out, sexy like a motherfucker. Then the other one, she had a dress over her head, and you could see. And then it was white dust. She explained it. I still don't get it. It's supposed to be white powder dust coming off her coochie. I don't know. But what was the point? What was the point? I forgot. So let's see what they talking about. Because I did talk about the lie, the kid, the show.
Music is truly music of what she was truly feeling. But she wrote on her live song.
Oh, that's my point I was trying to make. Okay. The interviewer asked Traci, last call, what is that about? Traci said, my husband and I, we've been through a lot. He had an affair, I had an affair. We try to work it out, then it don't work. You know, we try to work it out, blah, blah, blah. Basically, this is what she said. And she said, last call is about, hey, this is it. I'm gonna give it my all, you're gonna give it your all. And if this don't work, hey, I gotta go my separate way. You can tell Traci was lying in that moment. I kinda. But she needed a storyline for that song. A lot of artists do that. They make up shit and somebody else wrote it. Hell, 30 hours. I listened to that shit probably 5 times a day when I was working out. That's one of my favorite songs to listen to working out. I love me some fucking Kanye music, okay? 30 hours, easily one of my favorites by him. He said Drake wrote that shit. So, she didn't write Last Call. Remember, Michael wrote it for Tony years ago, so it really wasn't about her marriage, although it could apply to it. So she was able to spin that and whatever, but it doesn't necessarily mean it was true. So what he's saying right now, I take that with a grain of salt, because I have to go back and look and see who get the writing credits for these songs, when were they written, and then just maybe they got something to do with your real life, or were they trying to just get you some songs? I don't know.
Believe it or not,
I mean, it's no big deal, but it's just the way the art goes.
I look forward. I'm excited, you know, to just get that going and touch these people she always touched. I tell people, Traci was going into youth centers, boys and girls clubs, group homes. We started off working together in residential treatment facilities. So she stayed with it. She might go out of town. I remember one time she went on tour.
Listen, for those of you who come in here with that other kind of talk, baby, you ready for me to open that OnlyFans? Because I'm going to get that popping. I can hurry up and do it. I'll come back. I'll tell you where to find it and everything. But just wait for that, okay? Because you know good and well that's not going down over here. You can come back here and there may be some things that you'll find that you'll like. Like, I was going to do it today, but I don't know. It looked like it's going to rain. Maybe they got something to do with it, but I don't feel good. Information. But I was going to, give you guys some exercise videos today. Not going to happen. It's some trampoline, which is super fun, which I'm still going to do my trampoline later. Some other things too, but mobility, which I'm still gonna do that too, but probably not on camera, because I'm gonna be doing the old lady style versus how it would normally be. But yeah, you're definitely gonna see things like that. You're gonna see exercise videos and things like that from me. However, and some dancing and seductive dancing type, because I'm into that. I'm a belly dancer and other things. Provocative shit, like what y'all be coming in the comment section with, baby, you gonna have to go to the OnlyFans, okay? I spent that money. You may occasionally find something here that I'll put behind the paywall that you can enjoy. But if it's a public video, don't come over here with that shit. Because I'm just going to let you be blocked and you won't be able to comment anymore. Okay? So I'm going to check these helpful review messages, but okay, good. I mean, hey, I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with it at all. It's just, again, like I said, you can get my channel in trouble, so keep that in mind. You think I'll show you my boobs for $5? $5? $5? First of all, what can I get with $5? What can I do with $5? Tip somebody? Huh? You can't even get gas in your car for $5 anymore. How dare you? And I got milk in my boobs. Okay? My youngest child is 20 years old, and for 20 years, I've been producing milk for no reason. $5?
So, she came back and went right back to work. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? When she was pregnant with you, she was at work. I had to make her leave work because it was a blizzard in 1996. Mm-hmm. And I'm at work. She was like, I'm not leaving. I'm staying with you. I'm like, Trey, all right, come on, get on the van with me. She got on the van with me. I'm going to pick people up to bring them to work. I dropped off at the house.
It just kind of sounds to me like, you know how people who talk about Tupac, they say he was always moving and working like he's running out of time. I'm kind of at that stage right now. You'll see more of that. When things interfere, like illnesses and things like that, you can't do nothing about it. But other than that, I totally get it. And I think that's kind of where Traci was at, because when I watched her on this, what's the name of the tour? I don't know if y'all watched any of it, but she struggled real hard to get these songs out, and she was doing it, but you can tell she was in a lot of pain. You can tell she had a problem with her throat, and occasionally she was touching her throat. It's just clear, and you can hear it. It was very hard, and I'm pretty sure she caused a lot of damage just to because what's she gonna do, not perform? This was a tour she was on, that her team set up for her, so it was important for her to do that. But you can hear, and this is towards the end of her life, you can hear that even people in the comment section was like, maybe this is when she did have cancer and just didn't know it yet. The mother-in-law was saying Traci was sick for a while, and you know what they were telling her, what was going on, that it clearly was something deeper. And so she was saying that she was telling her, Traci, you need to go get more testing, because I just don't think they're giving it to you straight. And for a while she would not, because Traci was just committed to her doctors, and she didn't want to go get more testing or second or third opinions and whatnot. And then of course, come to find out, she was at stage 4, which that's usually when people find out.
I called Mama. I said, hey, I'm coming to Green Trail. Come outside, help me out. It's a blizzard. It was snowing like crazy all weekend. Because you came that Tuesday. It's a blizzard. I thought I was going to get some rest. You decided to come.
Of course I did.
Unbelievable. Of course. I was asleep. She was like, about to happen, Sarat. I said, nah, come on, man. So anyway, you know, she loves snow. I heard someone just mention that. She's a part of this earth. When it was snowing, we had you in the snow. And, you know, the music is of that caliber. You know, white noise, you know, the purity, cleansing. And you know, this music would be something of that caliber, cleansing the soul, you know, getting your mind right, understanding.
And so we're trending this week too. It was trending over the last, that was kind of dope too to see. It's still, fans still listening to the music and being active too.
Hell
And so,
yeah.
that's why it's important.
Again, bro, if y'all have not heard Traci Braxton's music, her albums, just put her name in. The whole playlist gonna come up on YouTube. Production, everything is good. It's good. I've seen her not in person, but I've seen her performances. Of her performing some of them songs. Let's be clear. While for the most part Traci doesn't sound exactly like she did on the albums, this is a situation where I don't mind it. The music sounds so good. When you listen to the songs, the production is amazing. They sound so mesmerizing. Really, really good. And she sounds very much like it a lot. To me, when I hear her sing in person, being that it was so close to the end of her life, I think some of the struggles came from whatever her illnesses were, and not the fact that she wasn't capable of being better than that. I know y'all did too. Traci can sing. Again, Tony, Tamar, then Traci. That's my order of things. Then maybe Michael, maybe Tawanda, maybe Trina at the end. But okay, I'm gonna put Tawanda at the end because let's keep it real. Trina can sing. Over Tawanda, she can sing. But yeah, Traci right behind Tony and Tamar. For sure.
Just let her name fade, because it's gonna offer people opportunities. And so when it's fading,
you think it's fading?
Well,
no. No.
So,
come on, bro. We talking about her right now. She not fading nowhere.
She can offer this universe is what I'm saying in a nutshell. I know for a fact that she is the kind that, really, she grabbed this universe. She took it and ran with it, took it by the horns and just, tackled that bull. They was talking about, in reference to the wedding you didn't attend. They were saying if she would have been there, it would have been different. Because her energy was always...
Tawanda's wedding. So now they must be getting to the point, because we are at least halfway through the video. It's about 34 minutes long, and we are at the 17-minute mark. So the wedding he didn't attend would be Tawanda's wedding. And funny, Tony attended that bullshit. I thought all of it was ugly. The color scheme, the this, the that, ugly. From what I remember, ugly, yes. Tawanda, I don't like her. Ugly. Yeah. Tawanda's fat too. It's not fat in the sense that y'all would think, but Tawanda's always been fit and thin. Now all of a sudden, come on now. That shit was whack and boring and broke. Yes, I'm broke, but Tawanda's broke too. Tawanda just got married and she broke. Tawanda just got married and they still fussing over who gonna be paying her bills between Tamar and Tony. I think Tony ain't doing that no more. But I don't understand that part. That's why I say sometimes people have beards. They have PR relationships. Like that Christian was trying to say she was a PR for Bino. That when we know that's not true. I think that's what Tawanda got. Somebody to try to get her storyline. Somebody she can break bread with, because child, please, that shit ain't real.
Something special.
It was.
Guess you want time out.
I'm probably gonna make the IRS
time out. Y'all hit the like.
I
had to put some people on time out.
Issues completely online.
I have to go get my tea in a minute.
It would have brought on, I feel like
it's gonna rain.
It would have brought everyone together. How everyone, I feel like it's been a lot of arguments on the show. And I feel like that's what's the main cause of the arguments is my mom not being here. I think she was always that middle person that one that she stayed in the middle, she stayed kind of neutral. She didn't really pick a side. I'm not saying the side's going on, but I feel like she was that one to like, what's up this?
Not that I completely disagree with what he's saying, but this whole rap about Traci was always consolidating arguments and, you know, smashing them and bringing people together. She was the glue and all that. No, Traci was the one who was neglected, ignored, treated wrong. So many times I'd just be looking at why they doing their thing and all that. Whether it's having fun, singing together, arguing about something, and I see, oh, I can't help but see Traci. And she's standing there and she got this look of so many things. So many things. And a lot of it being hurt, compassion, empathy. One time they was talking about Trina. They was picking on Trina and clowning her about something. And everybody was joining in singing. Traci wasn't doing that. She was feeling very sorry that Trina was a spotlight of being picked on in that moment. And she was looking right at her full of sympathy the entire time. And Trina was not even really giving her no energy. She was just sitting over there, you know, playing victim or whatever. But she wasn't giving her no energy. I seen another scene. In fact, 2 or 3 more scenes when they were doing, where they was singing or arguing. And Traci was standing there and she was just like, you could read her face. I feel left out. I wish I was as close as you guys are, which is making you do this right now. Because mind y'all, Traci wasn't around them like that. She only began to be around them during the show. She was only around them during the show. And so it had just started, her hanging out with them, which is another reason why they had a lot of drama, because they still had that unresolved issues that they had against her, she against them. Not only for her not being in a group, but they were mad at her because she fucked with their dad heavy like that. She's a daddy's girl, and they like this, okay? Not to mention stuff that who knows if that ever is going to be discussed, but the fact that she was very close with her brother. You know, but they try to scoop anything with him under the rug, so I doubt they try to make it like it was just about her being close with her dad and not hating him because, you know, he's laid it low and spread it wide. Like the mama said, she said, you laid it low and you spread it wide. If y'all don't remember that episode with Evelyn, they was eating and Evelyn took that fork and she said, because you laid it low and you spread it wide. That scene, along with I don't sit in that jail, I don't sit in that jail and I don't rock, those two same epic scenes.
On, you can call her and she be non-biased to the situations going on. And I feel like she had that potential in her. She always had that potential in her. She wants to hear your story out too and say where you was wrong or where that other one was wrong at. And I feel like we all have that person in our family.
I'm looking at the comments.
We have that non-biased person that can let you know, like, hey, you was wrong. Excuse me.
Listen, welcome y'all, and please hit the like button when you come over here. Now, you are welcome. Good to see you. Thank you for saying I'm beautiful. Telling me to stop yapping. Put some money in the bag, okay? Cash App. Let me pin that for you. Let me put that. Pin that. So you can rewind that and find it. Okay? So, I don't know how I can chat in my own chat. That's crazy. Because it's not letting me. However, I will start a poll. Q&A. So, did you, okay? Because you said do some push-ups. I can do 30 push-ups. You didn't know that? Did you donate? See that? And the answer is my Cash App. AakashaPri. P. Okay. P-R-I. That is my Cash App. Okay? I don't do no push-ups for no sub. My YouTube. Nah. If you want me to do 30 push-ups, give me $30. Cash App. Check yourself before you
But
wreck
you was
yourself.
wrong, or you was right, and it's how you could have said it to either.
And if you didn't hit the like button, hit the like button. If you are not gonna hit the like button, leave.
Fix it up, or make it more cleaner. Maybe the way you said it came a little too harsh.
So I always remember the blue dresses. The blue dresses. I remember when they did 7 whole days up in New York, and they was on tour.
Not a word.
And there was a lot of energy in the air, right?
7 whole
and the energy
nights.
was about you on this side, I'm on this
And
side.
I'm just about
So if you see the video,
what's
and I'm in the audience, if you see the video, 2 on this side, 2 on this side. And when I look back, I think about that was the energy. Tony was in the middle. And that was the energy. And I'm seeing it, it's not in the right position. I heard people comment that, you know, Tamar act like Traci. You know, I think Traci would have governed herself a little different when the emotions got up there. Because she can go. You know what I mean? Traci could go.
Listen, honey. There's plenty of people out here who can at some point or another relate to Traci. I am one of those people. Plenty of times I said, Traci, I feel you, I feel you, I feel you. But damn, baby girl. Sometimes I be like, baby girl, you can't let them have you like this on TV too. Traci just be like, so she explode, okay? She be like, this what I be hearing when she be exploding sometimes. I'm about to unload. All I want to know is where the G's at, where the keys at. Keep it easy. You don't want to get skied at. All right? I'm trying to tell you.
I talk that talk, trust me, she can go. And with her being there, it was ways that she could calm that storm just because of her presence. So I get what you're saying. Because that was her. She could be an equalizer. But at the same token, she could be a bull. And pulling hair, posturing like that, nah. And you know, Traci's made this statement on many occasions.
He's referring to that last. He's talking about when Tony got up in Tamar's face. Listen, let me tell y'all why I think Tony bucked up at Tamar like that. That shit was cap. Don't nobody want Birdman but Tony. Okay? Maybe she really do like him, but maybe also that nigga got money. She always gonna be straight. She got money. Okay, Birdman ain't going broke no time soon. He done schemed to scam too many people. He don't give a care in the world about taking niggas' money. He been doing that. That's a real gangster. Okay? Put some respect on it. He may sound like his voice be breaking up. Like he about to cry shit all the time, but that's a real gangster. That nigga took his little brother when his brother was little. And the first time he ever met him, he took him out there and had him pow somebody. And he been his hitter ever since. Okay? The man went to jail and everything. Birdman turned his back on him. He done robbed everybody. He even got Lil Wayne trying to get his money from him. So Tony had too many money problems. Tony ain't got to worry about that no more. Now, she gonna have to worry about other things. Child, good luck. I hope that work out. But she didn't buck up at Tamar over no fucking Birdman. Because she mentioned Birdman. Tony was trying to change the subject. Period. She was trying to change the subject.
We're not going to fight. we not a reality show that just are put together. We're a family reality show. So it is a breakdown. It is a lot of emotions and torment going on in the mix of that. How can you fix it? It's the question.
I mean, we're acting like this is not normal. Well, I didn't have for like, you know, I didn't have many siblings live with me. I have siblings, but from what I see, that's like kind of normal when you have that kind of argument.
It's gonna rain, y'all. I can tell
that other
cloudy.
Family, they had a fight on camera too before.
It's starting to get
So it's not like it's not
shit.
normal. Sometimes you have disagreements. It's unfortunate that it led to hands getting touched on each other and stuff.
But see, when you, I think a part of it is when the build-up coming, you push stuff under the rug in the past.
Yeah.
That dust, when you pull that rug back, that dust that comes from there, it can be like a ball of cleanup. It's a combustion.
Yeah.
So you have to genuinely sit down and really discuss it, really touch into it, be genuine, be real with it. You know what I mean? 'Cause if not, it's going to stay in a family dynamic for a while. Like, you know, me and you, we had our differences. You know what I mean? We were able to bring it in our way and kind of move forward. You know, one thing I thought about, I was like, with a father and a son, it's like in the Lion King, you know, they clashed. You know what I mean? They had their differences. And entities got involved with them, and the young lion had to run. I mean, you had somebody who was trying to kill his father. You know what I'm saying?
I like that song.
And that is a part of dynamics. I get it. You know, working in the mental health field, I get it. It's a lot of people that don't come back from situations because of a dynamic.
Yeah.
But thank God that in this, I pray that they'll be able to come back and fix it and get it right. Because, you know, your grandmother and grandfather not getting any younger, you know, and you got generations. The next generation of y'all are males, right? On that side.
I mean, what he's saying right now is a very good point to be making, and I never, ever hear them talk about this. I don't know what they do outside of here, but who do they have? Trina has 2 boys. We never see them. They had a gang of issues. And you know what? Y'all remember this? Remember, Trina boys are not Gabe's children, but they never liked Gabe. Trina's boys never liked Gabe. Never liked him. Then you have Tawanda's children, a girl and boy. We don't really see them either, so we don't know what's going on with them. You have, I don't know where I'm supposed to put this here. Ashley, who is Michael's daughter, they done kicked her out the family. You have Lauren, who is Michael's daughter, who ended up deceased, I'll say that. And you have Tamar's son with Vince. We see him, but he's still a kid. We don't have any idea what kind of direction he's going in. Who else has children? We got Kevin Jr. Other than that, what else they got going on? So when you think about it, what are their plans as far as carrying out their lineages? Now, these conversations that Kevin and Kevin Jr. are having, this is about Traci's legacy. This is about carrying out her likeness, her images, her oh, you know what? I saw that. I was planning on doing a video about that. I'm glad you reminded me. Because I also saw a follow-up. I think they found the parents and blah, blah, blah. And I haven't watched that yet, but man, as soon as I went on Instagram, That was the first thing that I saw, and I'm like, okay, first you gotta make sure it's not AI. Secondly, y'all, this is my vanity I got from Temu. Was it Temu? I don't know. One of them. AliExpress, Temu. Right here. And I ain't used it yet, but it's got a lot of storage space. Probably put some sewing stuff in there. So, guess what, too? Because I will still talk about that. I bet they are. I bet they are. I hope it's gonna be some punishment for that. But later on today, since we not gonna do no heavy working out, first of all, I gotta fix my scooter. And I don't know what I'm doing. So I'm coming back with that. Or I might do that. I might be on TikTok with that one, because I think I'll get help on TikTok. So make sure y'all follow me if you have not. Yeah, it is cute. That's what it's for. It's for cosmetics. But and it's, oh my gosh, you got right here where you can put your lipstick. It's perfectly squared out for the lipsticks right there. So it's a lot of, probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you got 16 little slots. Then you got some storage right down in here. You got a ton of storage right up in there. Okay. You got drawers right here. You got something on the side right here. These little drawers right here. And then one big one at the top. So yeah, it is. So, but I will be back with more stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and finish this up so I can keep moving with things I need to do. But I don't know exactly what it's gonna be, but I'm gonna be dropping some more stuff. Probably going live later, but if I do, it's probably gonna be on TikTok. My TikTok is the same name as it is here, and I gotta do more living over there. But because I'm gonna be trying to fix that scooter, probably be on TikTok, and everything else for here today will probably be an upload, because I got some videos sitting that I need to upload, and I don't feel good. And for those of you who just coming in, I really don't feel good. I was feeling bad before I ate what I ate. So yeah, in a lot of pain. Feel like I'm about to get a freaking migraine on top of that, and probably need to drink more water, because for the most part I had tea this morning, and then I had iced coffee. So yeah, just rambling.
2 females. So I heard one talk about, Ashley talk about she wanted to have kids. You know what I mean? It's important to start fixing these things, so when you're raising your child, it won't jump.
Kevin Sr. is watching everybody. He's paying attention to what they are doing, what they are saying, what they are releasing out here on the streets. And it's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with that, because if he gonna come on here and he gonna talk about something, he need to be abreast as to, okay, well, what are they saying over there? What are they doing? So it doesn't make any sense. It's, to me, it gets my respect. A lot of people will be like, I don't know what the hell they talking about, because I don't even watch them. I don't pay them no attention. And then you talk about something when really it's something else. Or your ass do watch them. You just don't want to say it. So, you can definitely tell that he is keeping abreast of everything. And it's kind of melancholy me too, because I imagine that's what he's always done, especially with Traci by his side, because they were both treated like outsiders.
And for me, seeing 6 decades, 60 knocking on the door, y'all, it's like, it's important that you have understanding and strategies to build so it won't jump into another generation, so it won't be just spiraling. I mean, my father broke mine. When my father came to me, he broke mine. Yeah. Just because I was open-minded to it, too. I wanted that change. So,
like you said, you touched on about us, next generation, as majority males. I feel like we're fairly tight. We talk regularly.
I'm about to spill my secret that's given all of my clients the lips of their dreams. Seriously, I'm talking about...
You got Kevin, whatever Tawanda's boy name is. Tamar Vent's son, I forgot his name. Oh, Michael's 2 boys. So that's 5 boys. The only girl is Ashley and Tawanda's daughter. Did I say Trina's 2 boys? Because it might be 7 then. I don't know. That's a lot of boys that have to grow up to be men. And being that they have a lot of boys, that's a huge responsibility. Because how are those boys going to grow up, in a sense, to be men? Who are going to be their mentors? That is very, very important. What are the options that we know of? Kevin Surratt Sr., but will they make him an option? Heck no. So outside of that, who? It can't be the grandpa, because he's not a good example. And, he's elderly. The brother? Fuck no. Isn't he the abuser as well? So, no. Vince? I mean, even if it was Vince, I'm not saying it should be, but what else they got? Somebody got to be shaping them along the way. Too many people are just left to do it themselves, raise themselves, teach themselves. That should not be the standard, but it's the standard. That's so crazy.
Smoother, fuller lips with less lines in seconds. And it works even if you've had thin lips your whole...
Talk regularly. There's so many dynamics to that situation. I didn't talk about Tawanda's wedding. I wasn't there. I don't know how to start this, but I wasn't there because for one, I lost my license. I don't know where I put it at. I mean, long story short, right? So I was had it in my bag, right? I had it in my bag, and I had it in like a secret like pocket. And so I was already looking for it for like a good month, correct? So out of nowhere, I dumped my bag out, my wallet falls out. So I had found my wallet like a week after, prior to that. Well, the same day that I was supposed to fly out to Atlanta, I had an emergency to attend to. So I had a choice to make. Did I go to the emergency or go to the wedding? And I had to choose the emergency instead.
So what you're telling me is they had bought you a ticket, you were supposed to film, and you supposed to have been in the wedding. It was you got measured for your tux. You had your tux ready. Mm-hmm. You telling me all that happened?
Well,
I'm sorry, y'all. I clicked out of there on accident.
At Zaxby's, you can lemon pepper any way you want. Get lemon pepper wings, lemon pepper sandwiches.
She got music. Have to offer.
Come on now, you two. Get back where we were.
Now, I listen to Frank Sinatra. I listen to Frank Sinatra a lot.
How did it go way back here?
That's raising your child, it won't jump. And for me...
Okay. You gotta go further now.
She's dead. So... what you're telling me is...
Okay, yeah. Let's go back just a little bit. Okay.
So out of nowhere, I dump my bag out, my wallet falls out. So I had put my wallet like a week after, prior to that. Or the same day, I was supposed to fly out to Atlanta. I had an emergency to attend to. So I had a choice to make. I'll go to the emergency or go to the wedding. And I had to choose the emergency instead.
So what you're telling me
Y'all gotta see Kevin's face when he said I had emergency to tend to. As soon as he said I had emergency to tend to, his dad was like, kind of like, it's that look of, he might know what he's talking about, he might know what he represents, and it's kind of giving me a little bit that he might be thinking it was some BS, because I don't know, maybe he was drunk, he was high, he was, you know what I'm saying? So it was just some shenanigans. So I don't know how this gonna go.
They had bought you a ticket. You were supposed to film, and you supposed to have been in the way. It was. You got measured for your tux. You had your tux ready. Mm-hmm. You telling me all that happened?
What I'm telling you is, there's two things that happened. There was two things. I did find my wallet after the wedding, so that was the one. And the choice was for me to either drive down or go to the emergency.
So you remember I was talking to you during this time. So you remember I was talking to the entities who was supposed to have been getting your help, right? Yeah. So remember I was involved in this process.
I didn't get the measurements because I didn't go down there. I never went down there.
You had it done up here.
I did. Oh, you know what? You're right. I did get measurements. I had them up here. I did do that. I forgot about that.
Let me say something. Let me say something to you. I've been in 33 weddings. 33 weddings in my life, right? I understand the wedding process. And I've been in so many different ways, right?
Yeah.
What I'm saying to you is, these are the questions I was asking. And on top of that, I've been on 2 reality shows and 2 movies. Mm-hmm. So I understand the process of people being involved in the process. Yeah. Right? So, by the way, I'm your father. I raised you.
So what I'm saying is, I did get measured. I did get measured because the girl I was talking to, she did take me to get measured. And then that same week.
Was he drunk?
That same week.
Because how did he don't remember?
Where was your suit at?
I got measured at, I'm not saying the company name, but I got measured at the place.
So your suit was there?
I didn't have a suit there. The suit was in Atlanta.
So
the suit was in Atlanta. But I did get measured, but I couldn't go for the 2 weeks. I didn't have my license or my the emergency happened.
Let me say this to the fans. It's sad sometimes when you parent and you parent in a way like you shouldn't be in that, but you in that. So in these processes, I just try to make sure my man is good. Because he raised the child.
All right, so producer can cut it out or not. I can fact check this. I'm gonna say it. I'm probably gonna get cussed up for it too. I'm gonna say it. So what pretty much happened? I'm not gonna talk in code. I can clip this. Whatever. I had a miscarriage. I had a baby on the way. So that was my emergency. So when I called the producers for the show, I was like, I can't find my license because I lost it in my bag. So he was like, what are you going to do? I was like, well, I can try to drive down there. I was like, all right. So I called one of my friends up. And I said, we get a rental.
Kevin, slow down, honey. His daddy put his feet on the fire because he know Kevin was bullshit. I mean, it's not hard to tell he was lying, but his daddy knew. He know him way better. He knew this was not just no little lie, and he called him out. Go ahead, Dad. Okay, first of all. However, Kevin, come on, son. You don't have no license. You lost your license, so you can't fly, but you can drive. Don't the license is for you to be able to drive? It's a requirement for you to get on flight, but you ain't driving the damn airplane. So if you don't have it and you happen to get on flight through some other source, you ain't doing nothing illegal by not having your license on the flight. But if you driving without your license, like, so what are we talking about right now? Come on now.
We can shoot down to Atlanta. I can go get my suit because of the lady for Tawana's wedding. She texted me, and then I was like, I called the producer. I was like, well, I didn't get my suit yet, and he was like, it's already here. So I'm like, okay. When I was talking to my friend, a girl called me. She was like, I'm bleeding. I'm going to the hospital. So I was over at my sister's house that day. My sister took me to her job. I called the ambulance. The ambulance came, took her to the hospital. We was in the hospital for like a full day, from 2 p.m. to like 6 a.m. the next day. So I'm just sitting there taking care of her because the doctor just said she had a miscarriage. All right, now I can't go. So I had to call my aunt and say, like, yeah, I can't make it. You know,
y'all hit the like button.
My girl just had a miscarriage, so I had to miss the wedding. You understood that? I kept it on secret, on hush hush, but since I keep getting asked, and then it's making it seem like Tawanda just pretty much said, no, you can't be in it. Nah, I was in the wedding. I was supposed to be not the best man, but a groomsman. I couldn't make it. I can't do nothing about it. I wasn't going to leave my girl after she had a miscarriage by herself. I mean, I feel like a shitty person for that. Her first child, my first time dealing with a miscarriage, I'm not doing that. That's not happening. I had to pick and choose. As a man, I had to pick and choose which one's worth it. Me staying with my girl that is a miscarriage, or going to a wedding.
Oh, we got you, Kevin.
I mean,
we got you.
Pretty much involved. We've been dating for, a year plus. I made the decision to not go. I said not to go. Now, like I said, I could have drove down to Atlanta because I didn't have my license.
Since you said that, I just want to make sure you understand. It's more than one piece. It is two. So this is cropped, and it comes pretty far down. But it's a crop shirt. Both of them are crop shirts. One of them is fishnets, stretchable. It's cropped, but it's not really cropped. It goes down pretty far. Now this one has a little extended part in the front. It's cropped. It's very short, and so I'll tie it in a knot like that. And yes, it says Faith right here, and it says Faith right here. There you go in the back, and same thing. And so if you can see gold trim on the words and stuff in the back, you can see right down there. So yeah, and it's just a little crop shirt. But I am wearing because it's cropped, so that'll make my belly out. So I gotta, because I actually didn't feel like putting on the clothes. So I just wore this out. I ain't going nowhere. I ain't really do nothing but go run some errands and stuff. Can you see the bottom? Okay,
I didn't have my physical license on me. But I could have my friend if I drive me down there. He has a friend down there. I could stay with either my grandmother or my cousin. That's what to say.
I think that's understandable.
This is the wonder of a pro from our place. Our next.
I like the way he's standing on business on that too, man. Okay, so basically the point that they're trying to make is that, hey, there was some controversy about Kevin not being allowed to come. He's not being able to film. They talked about in the last roundtable. But, more specific to this, people have been going back and forth about whether or not he has been allowed to come to her wedding. And what he's saying is he was invited. Provisions were being made for him to have his gown. He's supposed to be a groomsman and all of that. However, he first couldn't find his license. That's okay, we lose stuff. But I have this wallet thingy here that, it protects your shit from being scanned. And it also has a magnet attachment that attaches them to the back of my phone. And it has a kickstand here. And I guess I can link it in the description. because it's from Temu. So yes, if you use my affiliate code, boom, 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 boom. But if you open it up, you can put some money in it. Y'all hit my Cash App up so I can put some money in it. Cash App is on the screen. How do I open this normally? So usually it'd be on here like this, and so this turn, okay, boom. So you can open it up. All right, let me see what I can hide right here. All right, there you go. You can see my CDL. So you put your cards in here, host. Well, about 4 or 5 cards, and then you can tuck money in there, or a little note or something. And then the little wallet magnet, it sticks on the back of your phone. You can have it as a kickstand or whatever. Pretty secure. Done dropped it a few times, but it doesn't come off. It's the magnet is pretty tough. And Temu, yeah.
Generation non-toxic.
You won't be looking for that. You won't be looking for that ID. Look at Kevin's face. Oh, look at, come on now. Look at his face. Y'all gotta see this.
Process.
Y'all gotta see his face. He know he called him. He know he called him out.
I'll go to a wedding. I mean, we pretty much involved. We've been dating for a year plus. I made the decision to not go. I said not to go. Now, like I said, I could have drove down to Atlanta because I didn't have my license. I didn't have my physical license on me. But I could have my friend drive me down there. He has a friend down there. I could stay with either my grandmother or my cousin. I chose to stay.
There you have it. So, in that process.
And also, I got other, I guess it's the blogs, right? The bloggers, too. I've been dealing with this grief with my mother, right, for 3 years, 3. It's been 3 years.
3.5.
We're going on 4.
3.5.
3.5. Almost going on 4 in a few months. Now, I would say in the beginning, it was hard to deal with. There's a lot of things that was just transpiring. Like, I'm going to say with how the funeral went, how like I didn't have time to grieve, how I didn't have time to like maneuver myself so I can really sit down and like ponder on what's been going on with my mother. Last time I see my mother, when I was living together at the house and stuff, looked bad, looked sad, and I didn't want to see my mother like that because I didn't want to. The way cancer is, and it breaks your body down, and it
I'm too emotional for this today. I did hospice care 4 years. I've seen patients have horrible deaths. Cancer.
Like, it's horrible. We'll touch on the next clip.
Yeah. Hey guys. Yeah.
I got a lot to say though. Because it's not been said. So I guess we're gonna tune in.
Yeah. Grieving is real.
Alright, so I was grieving for a little bit, for a while. There's no kind of substance besides me drinking that I'm on. So all that one blog is saying, all that about me, it needs to cut it out. Because it's speaking false narratives.
Okay. Kevin is addressing Sherelle's world. Allegedly? Because he looked right in the camera.
say though, because it's not been said. So I guess we're gonna tune in.
Yeah, grieving is real.
All right, so I was grieving for a little bit, for a while. There's no kind of substance besides me drinking that I'm on. So all that one blog is saying, all that about me, it needs to cut it out. Because you're speaking false narratives, especially with me and my other aunt. She don't have no kind of control over me. There ain't none of that going on. So we can cut that out. All the fans saying that I'm being controlled by my aunts, and they have this narrative that they're speaking to my head. I mean, we talk every, here and there and stuff, but as far as when it goes to them controlling the legacy or the estate, I mean, I have the last say so. Me and my father's working together. We're going to make things happen. We're going to build this foundation to the best of his ability. We also have music for my mother. So we're going to just keep rocking like that. But as far as everything else, me and my father still grieving. It's only been 3.5 years, like my father said. So it's the holiday season. I say check with your friends and their families. It's hard right now, especially we have lost ones.
Listen, he said it's only been 3.5 years. Let me tell y'all. Please take into account what he's saying. He's being very mature. Handle your business, Kevin. It's been 19, 20 years since my mother passed. You're always grieving. It's my mother. It's been 4, 5, 6 months since my dad passed. Here. I took care of him 20 years. I watched him die. Watched his body. Lay there. Blue, purple. Don't move. People don't care. And they don't consider things that they should consider. People are not normal. Yeah, you got to go, bitch. Like he said, grief is no joke. People don't care. You see how he said he hasn't even had time to sit and really, mentally begin to process things. Now you can come back and watch me because you're blocked. You won't be able to comment no more, but you can come back and watch me like you've been doing. Scrub.
Just be a human and be there for each other, man.
That's it.
Love you too.
Say that shit again.
So, going on. So we can cut that out. All the fans saying that I'm being controlled by my aunts, and they have this narrative that they're speaking to my head. I mean, we talk every, here and there and stuff, but as far as when it goes to them controlling the legacy or the estate, I mean, I have the last say so. Me and my father's working together. We're going to make things happen. We're going to build this foundation to the best of his ability. We also have music for my mother. So we're going to just keep rocking like that. But as far as everything else, me and my father still grieving. It's only been 3.5 years, like my father said. So it's the holiday season. I say check with your friends and their families. It's hard right now, especially we have lost ones. Just be a human and be there for each other, man.
That's it.
Love you too.
Go ahead, Kevin.
Any questions? Put them in a.
Questions?
Both of you.
Put in the comments. Anything you want us to do for the foundation? You want to come up to your school and speak? Let us know. Yeah, man. Let's get this holidays on. Happy holidays. Happy birthday, too. Oh, man.
All right, y'all.
That's right. Happy
Thank
birthday.
y'all again. I look forward.
Wow. I think there's a couple places that can get them to come and speak. Here. Wow. Okay, so Sherelle's World. Who? I don't have a problem with her. You know, sometimes I run slow, sometimes I run quick. I don't agree with everything she do and say, but who cares? Sometimes I don't even be over there looking at her and Perry for like months, or hell, it could even be years until I hear something. Last time that I was on Sherelle's World channel, just to seeing, listening, she was bigging up Jaguar, right? I was like, man, get the fuck out of here. I know you full of shit if you promoting Jaguar. I hear about this. Came up in my timeline, I think. Go over there, she called herself Frozen Jaguar. You know, subtly. Girl, bye. We was doing that back then. When you didn't care. And you was giving her credence. She's one of the people to help have other people thinking that this is really on the up and up. But she called herself beefing with Kevin and Tawanda, I guess. But Kevin say it's... Sherelle is saying Kevin Jr. doing drugs. She keeps saying he need help. She putting out these PSAs, you know. She went from allegedly to she believe he on drugs. Do y'all think he on drugs? Let me know in the comments, because I think he on drugs. He on something. He need to get some help. You mean the one who mom just died? That's part of the reason why I was like, y'all didn't watch them like that. Y'all wasn't no Traci fan like that. I remember Traci saying, talking about Kevin. He had issues as a baby. And he always had to keep a close eye on him. Things like that. I'm talking about like physical. I'm gonna have to find it, because if I'm saying the wrong thing, I'm gonna be so. But I just want to say it was arthritis. So it's kind of like a spasm, like if you have sickle cell or lupus, or you know, we're all in it. All of these things, autoimmune, whatever, blah, blah, blah. These are all in the same categories. You know, so something along those lines. So these seizures and things like that, he's always had episodes and problems, and they have to be careful. But she also talked about how he was he got into Stanford. Excuse me, he just didn't go. Meaning she got an intelligent ass son. I could have been down talked from the beginning. I didn't like that, you know, the legacy is kids, and you the matriarch. That shit really did piss me off. You know, but we good now. And you know, he's stepping up. But all that other shit y'all was doing, yeah, he on drugs, man. And to see Sherelle, she was saying she was messaging with Kevin. Jr. because I think she interviewed Kevin Sr. a year or so ago. And shout out to her for that. That was a pivotal moment. I think that's how I got to this show. If I'm remembering correctly, she gave him a platform to speak. Sherelle is suggesting that Tawanda is either influencing Kevin in those messages, or Tawanda is writing the messages pretending to be Kevin. Now, if you listen to her talk about this, it doesn't add up, because if it's going down the way she's saying it's going down, Kevin will know. He has to know. And if he didn't know, he'll know by listening to you. What? You been messaging Sherelle? What y'all talking about? Why we doing that? So, logically, how far was Tawanda supposed to go with this? You know what I'm saying? Did you and Perry think that one through? Probably not. Probably not. To say it with your chest, you know, and all that. To not, based upon the conversations that she read, I don't see how she can feel offended towards Kevin. Listen, at the end of the day, this is his life. Then you offer him to come on your show and talk about it if you want to. I would have been offended. I would have been offended. Yeah. The interview with Kevin Sr., that was different circumstances. But then with all that BS you got going on, then you're going to, of course, read it to the audience and shit, because they just got to know that somebody in your inbox and this might be going on. But you speculating the whole time, but you're going to bring it to the audience. Then you're going to try to say it louder with your chest and go from allegedly where you started to Kevin's on drugs. Or drinking. Or both. Talk about how people need to get help. You said it was Tawanda messaging you, but then when you finished, you said he was drunk messaging you. This is shit with Sherelle. Throughout the year, same bullshit. But y'all like it, I guess. I don't know. That shit don't be cool to me.
Y'all comments when y'all come back. This is Sessions with Sherelle.
You know what I'm saying?
Only on UrbanSmartNetwork.com.